Welcome, welcome. Today we are going to answer a question by one of our commenters, Chocolate Babe, who asks, do you have tips on how to better body lines? I'm fit but bulky, so I need to tone it down a little. For the record, I very, very rarely will recommend that students decrease muscle mass. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt today because there was one student ever I have privately pulled aside to ask him to stop building muscle. He was actively trying to bodybuild and compete at an elite level. And in my opinion, these two are kind of counteracting each other. They're not really mutually inclusive life goals. And I honestly, to tell you the truth, have heard many top-level pros encourage students to size down, even in their muscle mass. And I've heard suggestions from them on how to achieve that. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt here today and answer your question. And believe that in your self-assessment that your muscles are too big in some area, though they're probably not. Okay. And also, perhaps you were recently competed like at a high school or college level in a competitive, sport, like say a follow were to have just come out of a shot put, career. Yeah, that it is possible that you could be too bulky and that could be holding back your dancing. Now, if you're a professional dancer, certainly reducing, being of a low BMI is going to be beneficial. If you're a pro-am dancer or kind of a newcomer, syllabus level amateur dancer, hey, do not worry about it. I have never once heard judges throw shade behind the scenes at a pro-am dancer, period, about their build, body type. And I've never heard that about a syllabus level amateur dancer either. The judges know you are just starting out your career in dance. They know you're not doing this full time. They do not expect you to look like someone you're going to see on TV. Do not worry about that. You prioritize improving your dancing. Okay, guys? Now, if you are a professional championship level competitor, or if you're competing at open level amateur, it's a little bit of a different game. At that point, I have heard one pro ever, but I have heard it once, put an amateur championship level, world championship level pro down for her being too bulky. And I have heard coaches put down to their faces, not behind their backs. Hey, you need to lose 30 pounds. And they don't say whether it's muscle or fat, but I can just tell by looking at those people, knowing those people, they would have to lose both muscle and fat to achieve that. So I have seen it. I have heard it. It is not it's very rare for me to recommend that to a student, but it could happen. Okay. There are 3 ways that too much muscle could potentially hurt your dance, okay? Number 1 is just your flexibility. Muscle is harder to make flexible than not muscle, even fat, okay? So dancing is a combination of flexibility and strength and balance. And the more you have of each of these, the less you need of the others. And most elite level pros, actually all of them that I know, will prioritize their flexibility over their strength, okay? That tends to get you farther in the world of ballroom dance. Every body is built differently, but that's the general consensus, okay, guys? Number 2, the weight that carrying that extra muscle will put on your body, okay? So just think of it in terms of if I'm running laps around a track and I'm carrying 30 extra pounds, it's going to be harder on my joints and I am not going to make as many laps around the floor, okay? As a matter of fact, just in walking across a straight surface, we're not even talking about dancing, the force you put on your knees is equivalent to 1.5 times your body weight. So that's a lot of pounding on your knees, okay, guys? So that means a 200-pound person just walking across a straight floor is going to be putting 300 pounds of pressure on each knee with each stride, okay? Now, if you're in that squatting position, say for example in some sort of deep lunge Latin figure, guys, bad news bears, it puts 3 times the pressure of your weight on each knee. So say now that 200-pound person becomes 600 pounds on their knee, guys, that wears a lot on your joints, okay? The last thing you want is to develop osteoarthritis at a young age, and it does happen. So that is something to keep in mind. And then, guys, if you add high heels to the mix, and even a man's Latin Cuban heel is 1.5 inches, that's going to add 4 to 5 times your body weight in that squatting position. Okay, guys? So that does wreak havoc on your joints, on your knees, on your ankles, on your hips. And so certainly if you're a dance teacher, this is really important because we are dancing many hours a day, okay? I know very few, I'll call it, high BMI dance teachers, regardless of their body composition, even muscular. There's always exceptions. Rufus Dustin is stacked. He is built. And he's a wonderful coach, but apparently he's genetically gifted. Most of us can't do that. As a matter of fact, one of my pro partners did have to stop dancing because of his weight, and it became too painful for him to dance. Okay. Although for most people, I don't recommend reducing muscle size and don't personally feel BMI matters. If you're a teacher or a championship level dancer, that would be a different ball game. Okay, guys? Tomorrow, I'm already pushing that 7-minute mark. So I'm going to address some diet tips, not from me personally, but ones I have overheard my coaches tell many people who they've thought should bulk down, including my own partner. They would always suggest to him to reduce his size. And I'll just share that with you, and some exercise suggestions to, it's very difficult to, I'll say, spot refine pieces of your body. Your body's kind of built a certain way, but it is possible. And I'll probably share a video as soon as I can get someone to videotape me with someone else. If not, I'll just do it alone, with some ways we can hold our body posturally, and in picture figures to max out those body lines and make them look bigger without having to lose weight, or certainly not lose muscle mass. Okay, guys? Because I obviously want all of you to stand out as best you can and beautifully on that comp floor. So I hope that's been interesting information. And I will see you tomorrow with a follow-up on this. Thanks so much for your question, Chocolate Babe. I'm going to answer that more first thing in the morning. Bye, guys. Have an awesome day.